The clock ticks past 3 a.m., and I'm chasing him again through a field of stars. His laughter echoing like a song I've forgotten the words to. His name is Eli, and he's not real. Not anymore. But every night he's there, waiting in my dreams with eyes that hold the weight of 1,000 unspoken promises. I wake gasping, my hand clutching empty air where it should be, the ache in my chest sharper than any blade. My name is Caleb, 24, a barista in a sleepy Seattle cafe, living in a cramped apartment with too many books and not enough answers. By day, I'm ordinary pouring lattes, forcing smiles for customers, dodging questions about why I look like I haven't slept in weeks. But at night, Eli comes. He's 25, or would be, with messy blonde hair, a crooked smile, and a voice that feels like home. He's been gone for 2 years, taken by a car crash on a rain-slicked road. But in my dreams, he's alive, vibrant, teasing, pulling me into dances under dreamlit skies. I don't know why he haunts me, but I know I don't want it to stop. It started a month after the accident. I was drowning in grief, barely eating, barely breathing. The first dream was simple, Eli sitting on my couch, strumming his old guitar, humming a tune we used to sing together. I thought it was my mind breaking, conjuring him to cope. But the dreams kept coming, growing sharper, more real. Last night, he kissed my forehead and whispered, "Find me, Caleb. I'm still here." I woke sobbing, my pillow soaked, my heart screaming for a truth I couldn't grasp. Seattle's autumn is gray, heavy with rain that mirrors my mood. I slogged through my shift at Brood Awakening, the cafe where Eli and I met 3 years ago. He was a regular, always ordering a black coffee and lingering to sketch in his notebook portraits of strangers. Of me. I fell for him in fragments, the way he'd bite his lip when he drew, the way he'd argue about classic rock versus indie, the way his hand fit perfectly in mine. We were together for a year, dreaming of a future until that night. That call, that hospital room where I held his hand as the machines went silent. Now, I'm stuck. My friends Jess and Marcus try to pull me out of it. Jess, with her endless optimism, keeps setting me up on dates I don't want. "You're young, Caleb," she says, tossing her braids over her shoulder. "Eli would want you to live." Marcus, quieter, just hands me a beer and sits with me in silence. They don't know about the dreams. They'd think I'm crazy. Or worse, they'd pity me more. Tonight, I'm back in my apartment, staring at the ceiling, afraid to sleep because I know he'll be there and afraid not to. Because what if he's not? I light a candle, one of Eli's favorites, cedarwood and sage. The scent fills the room, and I close my eyes, whispering his name like a prayer. Sleep pulls me under, and there he is, standing in a forest, moonlight catching his face. "You're late," he teases, his voice warm. I run to him, but he steps back, his smile fading. "You have to find me, Caleb. Not just here." I wake with a start, the candle still flickering. My phone buzzes Jess, checking in. I ignore it, my mind racing. What does he mean? Find me. He's gone. I buried him. But the dreams feel too real, too urgent. I grab my laptop, searching for answers. Old articles about Eli's accident pop up, local artist, promising future, tragic loss. Nothing new. Then I stumble on a forum, a thread about lucid dreaming, spirits, messages from beyond. It's nonsense, probably, but one post catches my eye. Sometimes they linger because something's unfinished. Unfinished. The word sticks. Eli and I had planned a road trip to California, a life together. Did I miss something? I scroll through my phone, finding old photos of us, Eli laughing at a street fair, Eli kissing my cheek at Pike Place Market. My throat tightens. If he's trying to tell me something, I need to listen. I need to know. I head to the cafe early the next day, bleary-eyed but determined. The morning rush is brutal, but I'm distracted, spilling espresso, messing up orders. My boss, Carla, pulls me aside. Caleb, you okay? You look like a ghost. I flinch at the word. Just tired, I mutter. She lets it go, but I can't. After my shift, I walk to the park where Eli and I used to sit, hoping for a sign. The bench is empty, the air cold. I close my eyes, willing him to appear, but there's nothing, just the sound of leaves skittering across the path. Back home, I dig through a box of Eli's things I couldn't bear to throw out. Sketchbooks, guitar picks, a half-finished letter to me. My hands shake as I read it. Caleb, you're my anchor. No matter what, it cuts off. Unfinished. I clutch it to my chest, tears falling. Is this what he means? Is there something he left behind? Something I need to find? I don't know, but I'll keep searching. Because every night, he's there, waiting. And every morning, I wake wishing I could stay with him forever. The dreams intensify. Each night, Eli's clearer, his voice sharper, his touch almost real. Last night, he led me through a city that wasn't Seattle. All glass skyscrapers and neon lights. His hand warm in mine. Look closer, he said, pointing to a blurry sign I couldn't read. I woke with my heart pounding, the word closer echoing in my head. I'm starting to think these aren't just dreams. They're messages, puzzle pieces I'm too stubborn or too scared to put together. I'm back at the cafe, the hum of the espresso machine grounding me. It's a slow afternoon, and I'm wiping down counters when Jess slides onto a stool, her eyes narrowing. You look worse than usual, she says, half teasing, half worried. I shrug, avoiding her gaze. She doesn't know about Eli's visits, and I'm not ready to tell her. How do you explain that your dead boyfriend is haunting you, begging you to find something you don't understand? After my shift, I head to the library, a place Eli loved. He dragged me here on weekends, curling up with art history books while I read sci-fi novels. I wander the stacks, hoping for a clue. I don't know what I'm looking for, maybe a book he mentioned, maybe a feeling. I find his favorite spot, a corner by a stained glass window, and sit there, closing my eyes. Eli, I whisper, give me something. Nothing happens. Just the quiet rustle of pages and the distant tap of a librarian's keyboard. That night, I dream of him again. We're in a gallery, his sketches hanging on the walls, portraits of me, of us, of places we never went. He's wearing the leather jacket he loved, the one I still keep in my closet. You're not looking hard enough, he says, his voice urgent. I reach for him, but he fades, the gallery dissolving into darkness. I wake gasping, my hands clenched. The jacket. Maybe it's the jacket. I pull it from the closet, the leather worn but soft. I slip my hands into the pockets, half expecting a note, a trinket, something. There's nothing but lint and a crumpled receipt from a diner we went to last summer. I smooth it out, 2 coffees, a shared plate of fries, $12. 47. I smiled despite myself, remembering how he'd stolen my fries, grinning like a kid. But it's not enough. It's not what he means. I call Marcus, needing someone to ground me. He meets me at a bar near my place, all dim lights and sticky tables. You're chasing ghosts, man, he says when I finally tell him about the dreams, leaving out the part where I think Eli's really there. He leans back, sipping his beer. Maybe it's not about finding something. Maybe it's about letting go. I shake my head. Letting go feels like betraying Eli, like admitting he's gone for good. The next day, I visit Eli's mom, Sarah. She lives in a small house outside the city, filled with photos of him, Eli at prom, Eli painting, Eli smiling. She hugs me tightly, her eyes red. You're still family, Caleb, she says. I ask if Eli left anything behind, anything unfinished. She hesitates, then pulls out a small wooden box. He was working on something before the accident. He didn't tell me what. Inside are sketches, dozens of them, all of a city I don't recognize, with towering buildings and a river cutting through it. The same city from my dream. My breath catches. Can I take these? I ask. She nods, her hand squeezing mine. Back home, I spread the sketches across my floor, studying them. They're detailed, almost obsessive, with notes scrawled in Eli's handwriting, light here, Caleb's favorite view. My heart aches. Was this his dream for us? A place we'd go together. I fall asleep surrounded by his art, and in my dream, he's there, pointing to a sketch. It's not just a place, he says. It's us. I wake with a start, the sketches still scattered around me. I grab my laptop, searching for cities that match his drawings. Chicago keeps coming up, the river, the skyline, the glass towers. We'd talked about visiting, but never did. Is that where he wants me to go? I book a train ticket before I can overthink it, my hands shaking. If Eli's leading me somewhere, I'll follow. Because even if he's a ghost, he's still my everything. The train to Chicago sways through the night, and I'm staring out the window, Eli's sketches tucked in my bag. I haven't told Jess or Marcus I'm going. They'd think I've lost it, chasing a dead man's drawings across the country. Maybe I have, but the dreams are too vivid. Eli's voice too clear. Find me, Caleb. I clutch the leather jacket, his scent still faint in the fabric, and try to sleep, hoping he'll meet me in my dreams. He does. We're on a bridge over a river, the Chicago skyline glittering behind him. He's wearing a scarf I bought him, his breath visible in the cold. You're close, he says, his eyes bright. But you're still missing it. I ask what, my voice breaking, but he only smiles and fades. I wake as the train pulls into Union Station, my heart racing. Chicago feels alive, buzzing with possibility, but I'm terrified I'm wrong about all of this. I check into a cheap hotel, the kind Eli would have loved for its quirky charm-peeling wallpaper, neon signs outside. I spread his sketches on the bed, tracing the lines he drew. They're of this city, I'm sure now, the river, the bridges, the way the lights reflect on the water. I spend the day walking, matching his drawings to real places. The Michigan Avenue Bridge, the Art Institute, a quiet park by the lake. Every step feels like I'm following him, like he's just around the corner. At a coffee shop, I overhear a conversation about a local art gallery hosting a showcase for young artists. It feels like a sign. Eli was always sketching, always dreaming of his work being shown. I head there, heart pounding, and find a small, crowded space filled with paintings and sculptures. None of them are Eli's, but I talk to the curator, a kind woman named Lena. I show her his sketches, explaining who he was, leaving out the dreams. She studies them, her eyes softening. He had talent, she says. There's a story here. She tells me about an open call for a memorial exhibit, a place for artists who've passed to be remembered. Submit his work, she urges. It's what he would have wanted. I nod, but my mind's elsewhere. Is this what Eli meant? Sharing his art. It feels too simple, too small for the urgency in his voice. That night, I dream of him again, standing in a studio filled with canvases. It's not just the art, he says, his hand brushing mine. It's what we promised. I wake with tears in my eyes, remembering our late night talks, our promise to live boldly, to love without fear. Eli was out to everyone, unapologetic, while I was still finding my courage, scared of what my family might say. He'd held my hand through it, promising we'd face it together. But he died before I could tell my parents, before I could be as brave as he was. Is that what's unfinished? My truth. I call my mom, my hand shaking. She's in Tacoma, probably gardening, her voice warm when she picks up. I tell her about Eli, not the dreams, but who he was to me, how I loved him, how I'm gay. There's a long pause, and my heart sinks. Then she says, Caleb, I just want you to be happy. Relief floods me, but it's bittersweet. Eli should be here for this. I hang up, crying, feeling closer to him and further away than ever. I spend the next day submitting Eli's sketches to the gallery, my hands trembling as I write a bio about him. It feels like a step, but not the whole answer. The dreams keep coming, each one more vivid. Eli's leading me somewhere, but I'm still blind to it. I walk Chicago's streets, his jacket over my shoulders, searching for the next clue. Because if I stop, I'm afraid he'll stop coming to mean I can't lose him again. Chicago's wind cuts through me as I stand on the bridge from my dream, the river below reflecting the city's lights. Eli's sketches are under my arm, accepted for the memorial exhibit, but the weight in my chest hasn't lifted. His words echo, it's what we promised. I'm trying, Eli, but I need more. I lean against the railing, closing my eyes, willing him to guide me. The air feels heavy, like he's here, but when I open my eyes, it's just me and the city. Back at the hotel, I pore over his sketches again, noticing details I missed, tiny initials in the corners, CNE intertwined. My heart clenches. He was drawing our future, a life we'd build together. One sketch shows a small house by the river, a garden out front. We talked about that, a place of our own, where we'd grow old, arguing over paint colors and playlists. Is that what he wants? For me to live the life we planned, even without him. The gallery opening is in 2 days, and I'm a mess. I call Jess, needing her voice to steady me. I tell her everything, a dreams. Chicago, the exhibit. She's quiet, then says, Caleb, maybe he's not asking you to find something. Maybe he's asking you to be something yourself. Fully. Her words hit hard. Eli was always pushing me to be honest, to stop hiding who I am. I came out to my mom. But there's more to it, isn't there? Living openly, unashamed, like he did. That night, I dream of Eli in the garden from his sketch. He's planting flowers, his hands dirty, his smile bright. This is ours, he says, pulling me close. Live it for us. I wake crying, but for the first time, it's not just grief. It's purpose. I spend the day exploring Chicago, imagining us here walking these streets, laughing, loving. I visit a realtor on a whim, asking about houses by the river. It's crazy, but it feels right. I'm not ready to buy, but the idea plants a seed. The gallery opening arrives, and I'm there, surrounded by Eli's art. His sketches glow under the lights, each one a piece of him. Strangers admire his work, whispering about the talent, the loss. Lena, the curator, pulls me aside. There's someone you should meet, she says, leading me to an older man, Paul, who knew Eli from an art workshop. He talked about you all the time, Paul says, his eyes kind. He was working on something bygone mural. For you. My breath catches. A mural. Paul explains it was meant for a community center, a project Eli never finished. He gives me an address, and I go the next day, finding a half-painted wall in a rundown building, colors and shapes that scream Eli. It's us, abstract but unmistakable, two figures holding hands, surrounded by light. I touch the wall, tears falling. This is what he wanted me to find, not just his art, but his love, his belief in us. I vow to finish it. I'm no artist, but I'll learn. For him. That night, I dream of him again, his arms around me. You found it, he whispers, his voice soft. Now live it. I wake with a clarity I haven't felt in years. I'll stay in Chicago, finish his mural, live the life we dreamed of, not just for me, but for us. Because even if he's a ghost, his love is real, and it's enough to carry me forward. The community center smells of paint and dust, and I'm standing before Eli's mural, a brush in my hand. I'm no painter, but Paul's been teaching me, showing me how to mix colors, how to follow Eli's lines. The mural is alive swirls of blue and gold, two figures at its heart, their hands linked. It's us. I know it. And every stroke I add feels like a conversation with him. I work late. The center quiet except for the hum of my thoughts. The dreams haven't stopped. Last night, Eli was beside me at the mural, his laughter echoing as he flicked paint at me. You're getting it, he said, his eyes proud. I asked if this was enough, if finishing his work was what he meant. He shook his head, his smile soft. It's a start, Caleb. Keep going. I woke determined. But the question lingers, what else is there? I've been in Chicago a month now, crashing at a sublet near the center. Jess and Marcus flew out last weekend, stunned but supportive. You're different, Jess said, hugging me. Braver. Marcus just nodded, but I saw the relief in his eyes. I'm trying to be the person Eli saw in me, the one who lives without fear. I've joined a local LGBT group, sharing my story, finding community. It's small steps, but each one feels like a promise kept. Paul becomes a friend, a mentor. He's in his 50s, a painter who knew Eli briefly but loved his spirit. He was fearless, Paul says one day, cleaning brushes beside me. He wanted that for you. I nod, my throat tight. I tell Paul about the dreams, expecting skepticism, but he just listens. Maybe he's not gone, he says. Maybe love doesn't let go that easily. His words stick, giving me hope that Eli's presence isn't just my imagination. The mural's almost done, but I'm stalling, afraid to finish it. What if the dreams stop when it's complete? I push the thought away, focusing on the work. Kids from the center start hanging around, watching, asking questions. One, a shy teenager named Miah, reminds me of Eli, bold in her art, quiet in her pain. She's queer, struggling with her family's rejection. I share bits of my story, hoping it helps. She starts painting with me, her small hands steady. It feels right, like Eli's guiding me to help others. 2. That night, I dream of him in the community center, the mural glowing behind him. You're doing it, he says, his voice warm. You're living our love. I reach for him, but he steps back, his eyes sad but proud. You don't need me here anymore. I wake crying, panic clawing at me. Does he mean he's leaving? I can't lose him. Not yet. I rush to the center, painting feverishly, as if finishing the mural will keep him close. The next day, Miah shows up with a sketch, a small addition to the mural, a flower at the base, for Eli. I let her paint it, my heart swelling. The mural's done, a testament to our love, to his life. At the unveiling, the community gathers, clapping, crying. I see Eli in their faces, in the way they hold each other. I realize he's not just in my dreams and the art, the people, the life I'm building. But when I sleep that night, he doesn't come. For the first time in years, my dreams are empty, and I wake terrified that I've lost him forever. The empty dream shakes me. I lie awake, staring at the ceiling, waiting for Eli's voice, his touch, anything. Nothing comes. The mural's finished. The community center buzzing with its unveiling. But I feel hollow. Did I do what he wanted? Was finishing his work the key? And now he's gone. I can't accept that. I pull on his jacket and head to the center, needing to be near something of him. The mural glows under the morning light. Its colors vivid. Mia's there, sketching in a corner. She looks up, her eyes bright. It's beautiful, Caleb, she says. He'd love it. I nod, unable to speak. I trace the painted figures, our figures, and whisper, Eli, where are you? Miah watches, curious but kind, and I tell her about the dreams, the loss. She hugs me, small but fierce. Maybe he's not gone, she says. Maybe he's in you. Her words echo Paul's, and I cling to them. I spend the day helping at the center, teaching kids to paint, sharing Eli's techniques. It's healing, but the absence of his dreams gnaws at me. That night, I try to force sleep, drinking chamomile tea, lighting his cedarwood candle. Nothing. Just darkness. I wake angry, betrayed. Why did he leave now, when I'm finally living for us? I call Sarah, Eli's mom, needing answers. She listens as I ramble about the dreams. The mural. Chicago. Caleb, she says softly. He loved you so much. Maybe he stayed to make sure you'd be okay. Her voice breaks, and I realize she's grieving too. She tells me about a box of Eli's things she found, a journal, some photos, a letter for me. She's sending it overnight. My heart races. Another clue, maybe the last. The package arrives the next day, and I open it alone, my hands trembling. The journal is worn, filled with Eli's handwriting notes about art, love, us. The letter is simple, written a week before he died. Caleb, you're my home. If anything happens, promise me you'll live big, love loud. I'll always be with you. I sob, clutching it. He knew, somehow, that he might not stay. The photos are of us lying, kissing, dreaming. I see it now. He's been guiding me to this, to living fully, openly, for both of us. I dream that night, and he's there, brighter than ever. We're in our garden again, the house from his sketch behind us. You did it, he says, his hand on my cheek. I'm proud. I beg him to stay, but he shakes his head. You don't need the dreams anymore. I'm in your heart. I wake crying, but it's different, less pain, more peace. He's right. I feel him in the mural, in Mia's smile, in the life I'm building. I start volunteering more at the center, mentoring kids like Miah, helping them find their voice through art. I'm out, unapologetic, the way Eli always was. I meet someone new, a quiet artist named Leo, who loves jazz and has Eli's warmth. It's not the same, but it's good, and I think Eli would approve. The dreams don't return, but I don't need them. Eli's with me, in every brushstroke, every step I take toward the life we dreamed of. Chicago's spring blooms, and I'm still here, painting with Miah and the kids at the community center. The murals become a local landmark, a place where people leave flowers, notes, memories. I see Eli in every gesture, every story shared. His absence in my dreams still stings, but I'm learning to live with it, to find him in the world around me. I wear his jacket less now, not because I'm letting go, but because I carry him differently inside, where it matters. Leo's become a steady presence. He's 26, with soft eyes and a laugh that sneaks up on you. We met at the center, where he teaches sculpture. He's patient, listening as I talk about Eli, never jealous. Last night, we sat by the river, sharing stories. You're honoring him, Leo said, his hand brushing mine. That's love. I smiled, feeling Eli's approval in the warmth of the moment. I'm not replacing him, but I'm opening my heart, just as he wanted. Mia's thriving, her art bolder, her confidence growing. She's applied to art school, and I'm helping with her portfolio. She calls me her big brother, and it makes my chest ache in a good way. I see Eli in her courage, her defiance against a world that tries to dim her light. I'm teaching her his techniques, passing on his legacy. It's what he meant by live it, not just for me, but for others, too. Paul invites me to a bigger art project, a citywide initiative for queer artists. I hesitate, feeling like an imposter, but he insists. Eli saw it in you. He says, you're an artist, too. I start sketching again, inspired by Eli's style, but finding my own. My first piece is small, a portrait of him, not as a ghost, but as I remember him laughing, alive. It's accepted for the exhibit, and I cry when I see it hung, knowing he'd be proud. Sarah visits, seeing the mural for the first time. She holds my hand, tears streaming. He's here, she whispers, touching the painted figures. We talk for hours, sharing memories, healing together. She gives me one of Eli's old rings, a simple silver band. I wear it, a reminder of his love, his promise. That night, I don't dream of him, but I feel him calm, steady, like he's finally at peace. I'm building a life here, one Eli would love. I found a small apartment by the river, not the house from his sketch, but close enough. I plant flowers in pots, remembering his dream garden. Leo helps, teasing me about my terrible gardening skills. We laugh, and it feels like a gift. I'm living big, loving loud, just as Eli asked. His absence is still a wound, but it's one I can carry, because his love is stronger. Summer in Chicago is vibrant, the river sparkling under the sun. I'm at the community center, watching Miah unveil her first murala burst of color inspired by Eli's. The crowd cheers, and I feel him here, in her triumph, in the joy of this place we've built. My life is fuller now, woven with new connections, but Eli's love is the thread that holds it together. I don't dream of him anymore, but I don't need to. He's in every choice I make, every moment I choose to live bravely. Leo and I are growing closer, our relationship quiet but real. We spend evenings at the center, teaching, creating, laughing. He's not Eli, and I don't want him to be. He's Leo kind, steady, with a spark that's all his own. Last week, we kissed under the mural, and I felt no guilt, only gratitude. Eli wanted this for Miah love that doesn't erase him but carries him forward. I wear his ring, a reminder, but I'm learning to love again, to let my heart expand. The citywide art project is a success. My portrait of Eli drawing crowds. People ask about him, and I tell his story, our story. It's healing, sharing him with the world. Paul says I found my voice, and I think he's right. I'm painting more, not just for Eli but for me, discovering who I am through the colors and lines. Miah joins me, and we create together, a family born from loss and love. Sarah visits again, bringing Eli's old guitar. Play it, she says, smiling through tears. I'm terrible, but I strum the chords he taught me, feeling him in the music. Leo and Miah join in, singing off-key, and we laugh until we cry. It's a moment Eli would have loved, messy, real, full of heart. I realize this is what he meant by find me. Not a place or a thing, but a life lived fully, with love that doesn't fade. I walk to the river at sunset, the city glowing around me. I close my eyes, picturing Eli's smile, his warmth. I did it. I whisper. I'm living for us. There's no answer, but I feel a peace I haven't known since he left. His love is my strength, my guide, my forever. I open my eyes, the water reflecting the sky, and I know he's with me, not as a ghost, but as a part of who I am. Years from now, I'll tell our Storito Mia's kids, to Leo, to anyone who'll listen, how a boy loved me so fiercely. He came back in my dreams to show me how to live. How I found him in art, in community, in myself. And how, every morning, I wake not wishing to stay with him, but knowing he's already here, forever in my heart.